So good morning. Look at how beautiful the Gulf is today. Light north wind, it's about 50 degrees. Look at how calm it is. And I wasn't planning on coming out. I was gonna do some computer work. I thought, no, can't miss this morning. And we're already on the board. Lettered olive. Here's a pretty dirty spot. We got crumbs. We got shrimp poop. Let's look for the keyhole. Well, I don't see anything yet. Let's get a little closer. Oh, there we go. Right over here. There's our first one. Oh, what's this over here? Well, that looks like a live shark eye. That's pretty cool. I don't know how long it's been up here. Let's go put it in the water. Right. Well, I have shoes on. I don't want to get wet since it's cool out. Let's put it right over here. That was close. All right, let's keep looking. There we go. There's our reward. I'll set that smaller one down. There's another one. Another sand dollar. Well, it doesn't look like there's anything ahead. Let's turn around and go the other direction. Alright, so basically we're recovering our steps, and I only have a short window today, so I'm gonna run up ahead. So far, not too much sign this way either. Look at how clear the Gulf is. Check these swash lines quick. I do see a spot up ahead though. That'll stop you in your tracks. Look at that, the first ray of the year. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of sand on the back. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's run up ahead. Well, there's a cockle shell. A velvet egg cockle. Look at those colors. Alright, so this is the spot I saw up ahead. Let's slowly walk through here. Oh, there we go. There's a sand dollar and a swash line. Look at all that down there. And like I said earlier, no, I am not getting wet. So that's our third one. Alright, here's a spot. Whew, between running and fast walking, I'm definitely a little warm. But there's some good sign here. Let's see. Let's get a little closer. I think I see a disc over here. There's a tiny sand dollar. Today is just one of those days. Some pretty good sign, but not too many sand dollars or seashells. Oh, I see something up ahead. Let's run over there. That one's pretty obvious. That's a dandy. And a big old sand dollar. Here's a nice little pocket. And there's a sand dollar. Looks like that's the only one. Here's another little pocket. So if you're wondering what I mean by a pocket, let me show you. So you have the Gulf like that. Not seeing any shells here. You walk maybe 50 or 100 yards, and here's just a little point with some crumbs and a sand dollar. And then maybe you keep walking a little bit, maybe another 50 or 100 yards, nothing, and then just a small little pocket. Now I see a bunch of birds up ahead. Let's go check that spot out. Well, I checked up high, nothing there. I was kind of surprised. But when you see birds, you should always slow down and look for the keyhole. All right, pockets again. So let me back up. You can see there's a little pocket here, and I would say this is, oh, it looks like about 8 feet. Here's another little pocket. I see. All right, there's a little sunray over there, but here's a keyhole. There's a sand dollar, and there's a little sunray. So here's a pocket, and there's one right to my left. Oh, look at that. Broken lettered olive right there. Let's check out this pocket. Well, there's a cockle shell. Oh, reach out here. A little sunray. And then, look at the colors on that cockle shell. Beautiful. So I turned my head and I saw all this up here. This is what I consider the historical rack line. Lots of footy prints, and sometimes I find sand dollars and seashells in these footy prints. Well, nothing yet. I'm gonna keep looking for that keyhole. And look at right here, let me pan out. Footy prints, and right there. Let's see if I can do a rinse without getting wet. Okay. There we go. Back up so I don't get soaked. Well, I went and checked another spot higher up. Nothing. Alright, I think I see something up ahead. Some days you come across these swash lines and they're just littered with sand dollars. It's not the case today. Like this spot. This has all kinds of sign. No keyhole so far. Oh, look at here. An otter. Let's see. Try for a rinse again. So far I've been doing pretty well. I haven't got wet. And look at that. You turn it. There's a crab. Talk about obvious. All right, here's a little, I don't know, call it a little bend. Let that wave come up. And we'll put it right down there. That's pretty cool. Let's check the riffles. Sometimes you find them in the little eddy, and every once in a while you'll see something washing past you. Let's look in these crumbs. I am so surprised with it being calm and some pretty good swash lines that we're not seeing more. We have this beautiful flat here. Crumbs, swash lines. Again, a lot of times on days like this, it's like, there's one, there's one, there's one. Oh, I see one up ahead. There we go. In the water. Well, I've been walking a bit, and I'm definitely warmed up. And look at there. There's a keyhole. Did you see it? Instead of having coffee when I get back, I might need a cool drink. Well, I am plumb tuckered out. I have been walking and, wait, here's one in the water. I have been walking and running, and I picked up a couple sand dollars along the way, but it's been few and far between. Okay, I just got soaked, but there is a sand dollar rolling in there. Well, maybe we can get it in a minute. Let's check this spot. There's one. Nice, here's another one. Let's keep looking. Well, I almost missed this one because I was looking off to the left. Let me turn. And there's an olive higher up. That's pretty awesome. That's our second one. So you see that one? Right over there. I don't think it's going to go away. I think it may have just washed in. Let me go over here. And there's one. Let's go back. And here's the other one. So I mentioned a few minutes ago that I had been walking a bit and, you know, there were people around, so I just picked up a couple without talking or anything. There's some sand dollars. There's lettered olive, and I saw this. So this one was upside down, and it was shining in the sun. That's a pearl oyster. There's another sand dollar. So let me clean this up. Let's keep walking. So here's something you don't see every day, and here's another chapter in today's adventure. As I was walking along, looking up ahead for another spot to find sand dollars and seashells, and because the Gulf is so calm, I looked out and there were some dolphins, at least 2 or 3. And if you haven't already guessed, I think the way this is going, the dolphins are having breakfast, and as I'm watching the pelican, I think the pelican is trying to chase the dolphins off. The pelican also wants to have breakfast. You know, watching this, especially this segment, it's kind of humorous. I can only imagine what the pelican is thinking. It's kind of humorous watching the pelican kind of swim around those bubbles, waiting for the dolphins to come up. I don't know, maybe drop a couple of humorous comments in the comment section. You know, what you think that the dolphins might be saying or thinking, and what you think the pelican is thinking. While I don't see dolphins every day, this was a pretty neat experience. Now I don't recall how long this went on. We can see here the dolphins, I guess, chased the pelican off. Pelican just sitting here, kind of going around in circles. Now, interestingly, as I mentioned, this went on for quite a while. They kept getting closer and closer. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you can tell it's pretty shallow. Now, if you pay attention and watch the shadows, you can see they are pretty close to the beach. Easily just a few yards off the beach. I was kind of hoping they get really close. Drop a comment and let us all know if you've ever seen anything like this while you're shelling. Well, right there, that's about the closest they got. And that's pretty close. That's about the closest I've ever seen dolphins to the sand. Alright, let's watch just a little bit longer. I could check the time. Should probably get back to shelling. So I was fixing to keep walking, and then I get distracted because the dolphins are still having a feeding frenzy. I mean, they have gotten as close as, it seems like, 15 yards from shore. There's one. There's another one. This is pretty cool. All right, here's a spot. Some shrimp poop out there. And a little spot right here. And there's a sand dollar. Right here. So we have a couple shellers, a couple runners, and then other people checking out the dolphins. I remember when I used to run on the beach, I'd be stopping for all the sand dollars and thinking, how in the world am I going to carry these back? Look at the water. Some shrimp poop there, but look at how clear it is. Here's a pretty good line. Let's check this pocket right in front of us, and I see something. There's a sand dollar. Check that little swirl right there. No crumbs in there. Well, we found some sand dollars and seashells between running up ahead, between looking up ahead, between trying to get footage of all those dolphins. Whew, it has been an exercise kind of day. Whoop, almost missed this one. This one just washed in. Let's look. I mean, since both my feet are wet, might as well peek here. But if I stepped off the ledge right there, that would definitely be, I'd say, knee-high. I'm not going that deep. And not too long ago, I was thinking about, you know, just taking off. And I was like, no, keep walking. We found a couple spots. Found some spots. Found some sign on the ledge. Oh, there's one. All right, I'm wet. Oh, where'd it go? Hang on. Oh, there's a broken one. Okay, I'm just gonna get it. I think I got it. There we go. So we found some spots. We found some sign at the ledge. Actually, snagged one from the surf. And then we saw those dolphins. What a beautiful morning. Look at that water. I know, I already said that. I still got crumbs on my hand. Here's another spot. And then I looked, because I was gonna run, oh, there's two. I was gonna run right out there and check. Again, I'm wet, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. Yep, there's one there. Let's see. Oh, there's a huge 50-cent piece right there. Let's see. Here we go. There's one. Oh, missed. Where'd it go? All right, there's one. Oh, feet are soaked. Gonna have to dry these shoes out. And where's another one? Oh, there's a little one out there. So close. And maybe it'll wash up. And then again, maybe not. Where'd it go? I don't see it. Let's keep going. Well, at least that'll wash some of the shrimp poop off. There's a piece of aluminum, and a little bit behind me, I see a sand dollar. Right, there we go. See, when they're covered up, sometimes you miss them, but I saw that keyhole. I was like, where'd it go? Well, I know we walked quite a bit, and we got a little wet, but those dolphins, that was awesome. Having a breakfast feeding frenzy. Found some beautiful sand dollars. Paired sunray. Let me open it up. Ain't she pretty? And a shark eye. Again, what a beautiful morning. Nice colors on the sky, clear water, dolphin feeding frenzy, sand dollars and seashells. Right there. If you haven't subscribed, I would be honored if you click on the Genonia right there to subscribe. I know I'm heading back. I gotta get ready to go clean some condos. If you want to keep shelling, that's YouTube's choice right about in there for your next video. Thank you all for coming out, and I'll see you back out on the beach.